What's going on, guys? Chuck here with another awesome Blu-ray purchase. And what I got today is a new release from Arrow, just delivered. And actually, mine delivered a little bit later than everyone else's. I got some kind of delay for whatever reason. But what we're talking about is from 1994, The Mask, starring Jim Carrey, and this new 4K limited edition release. My history with The Mask is very minimal. To be perfectly honest with you, up until getting this release, I had seen this movie only one time. And that was when it initially released in the theater. I went to the theater to see it, and I remember really enjoying it. But for whatever reason, I never revisited it, never saw it again. So I came in as basically remembering absolutely nothing about this movie other than the stuff that we've seen 1,000 times over the years, the Jim Carrey clips. From as far as plot of this movie, I really knew nothing. I remembered anything about it. But I remember going to see this, just having a good time. Like I said, it's time when Jim Carrey was on the rise. He was best known for doing In Living Color. Prior to that, I remember seeing him in Once Bitten, which is a great movie. Pre-fame, of course, I think he also did Earth Girls Are Easy. But yeah, this is after he became really popular doing In Living Color, and around this time he had Ace Ventura, and this movie came out, and I think that really put him over the top. And this really showcased, especially The Mask. I mean, Ace Ventura was really good. I think The Mask really showcased his, what do they call his, I don't say rubber face, aspect. I mean, obviously, it's all CGI, but I mean, the face and the contortion, the things that young Jim Carrey could do, really shine in this. And that's kind of what became his shtick, what he's most well known for, just his crazy, mannerisms, if you will, and they really showcase and shine well in this. So yeah, I had not seen it up until disking this. Or actually, I heard they announced this release. I was very excited. It's like, oh, pick that up. It's really good. I don't know why I never bought it before up to this point. Same thing like Ace Ventura. I think Screen Factory or Shot Factory just released like the 4K of that, and I realized I didn't even own Ace Ventura. I don't know how the hell that happened, but I never actually had it until I got that. So the same thing with The Mask. I'd seen it. I never actually owned it until just now. This is the very first time ever owning The Mask. And let me say, this is a really great way to own this movie, having just watched it yesterday or day before, maybe a couple days ago when I actually got it. I've lost track. But again, I had no reference point except for the 94 movie, and that was 1994. That's a long time ago. But I will say this movie, the 4K looked fantastic. It was, the colors really popped. Everything just looked so crisp and clean. I really liked it a lot. It was just like such a great viewing experience. And it's a lot of things about the film I forgot, like Cameron Diaz. I forgot this was her very first film. I mean, introducing Cameron Diaz. And God, is she gorgeous in this movie. And of course, the 4K really shines on that. You got Richard Jeni, who was one of my favorite comedians at the time, in the small bit comedy part, which is good. Of course, Milo the dog, everyone remembers him. But I mean, this again, there's so much about that. I forgot there was kind of a, it's this weird superhero movie. I mean, obviously, this is based off the Dark Horse comics, which I never read anything about. But watching the movie and, again, seeing it really for the first time because it's been so long, and I forgot there was this, a bad guy, your typical superhero origin and plot story, whatever, mixed around the craziness, which I think did a good job balancing the serious tone and the comedic shtick of Jim Carrey's character very well. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it looked great. I'm not going to go into details. Most people besides me probably knew The Mask, so we'll just say it looked really good. And, the sound, I watched it in the 5.1. I believe there is a Dolby Atmos track in here, but, I don't have the Dolby Atmos, so I went with 5.1. And it was subtle. Some good directional effects, but nothing really overpowering or overwhelming, nothing that really tests your system out, if you will. But it's still clean, so that's good. But yeah, the pictures really want to get you. The picture is phenomenal on this. I really enjoyed it a lot. And again, I had nothing to compare it to, having not had any kind of physical media of this movie, just my 1994 memories, and that's asking a lot. But let's talk about this awesome 4K release from Arrow. You see, it's one of their, big, as we call them, chunky box editions, I guess. And it's, nice. Here's the front, back with a whole ton of special features, which I will tell you right now, I have not had a chance to get into. I was basically just was able to watch the movie, and my time around here is very, very small. It is not my friend. I'm constantly on the move doing a lot of stuff, so it's hard for me to find time to just sit down and just focus on anything at one time. So I was able to get the movie in, and I'm glad of that. I've yet to really get into the special features in this, unfortunately, so I won't be able to tell you anything about those. But I will tell you what's on here, and there's a lot, or maybe I'll show you. There's maybe too much for me to tell you. We'll see. So you have a nice slip for the box, which is pretty cool that Arrow does it now. Kind of saves the box. And here's the canvasy box. It's a flat, like canvas, which is kind of typical. Nothing's too smooth. Side, nice. The Loki mask. That's pretty cool. And inside, of course, you have the reverse artwork. The opposite side of this being this artwork. And then here's the back again. I'll just put that right there. You want to take a look at all those special features. Then I'm going to close it up a little bit. There you go. You can just freeze frame that. Go through them all. That's a lot. I'm not going to try and read that fine print and read it to you. Inside, this is strictly 4K. There's just the one disc. Had an after 3 Extremes. I keep wanting to see the Excalibur. I know it's out there. Someone's got it in one of their Arrow releases. I just want some kind of verification and proof that Excalibur is coming in, some kind of 4K restoration. I really want Arrow to do it. And then you've got your cards, not really lobby cards. Which way does this go? Let's go this way. Here's the back. Because I can't say lobby cards, they're not reproduction lobby cards because they weren't making lobby cards anymore in '94. Just more production stills, which is pretty cool. The Cuban Pete scene's great. Ah, yes, I'm Cuban Pete. And I can't remember the rest of it. Chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. It's a nice gloss finish, though. I will say that. No, the black and white makes them very artsy, but this is a very, almost, if you went to a photo mat back in the 80s, 90s, and that, your pictures develop in that photo gloss feel, that's how it reminds me of it. She was gorgeous. Cameron Diaz, first film. How about that? And there's Richard Jenny, along with, I can't remember her name, but like John Ritter's widow. I can't remember it all, but it'll hit me later on. Whoop. Hold on a second. Okay. Had a bit of an accident. All right. We also get a nice poster. Careful, careful, careful. They get snagged there. You can worry about tearing them. There's, of course, the famous image and then the reverse. Get all that in there. Pretty nice. Now, let's see if I can fold this back up. There we go. And finally, included in here is your little book, which it's done like a newspaper, the Ed City Tribune, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty good size book. It's a perfect bound, as they call it, with some different essays or contents. I haven't had a chance to go through, so I've actually really had much time to dive too much into this, except for the film itself. But here's just some good color images, great stuff. Look forward to diving into this. So that's everything here, and it's really nice. Like I said, nice addition from Arrow. Really glad they did this kind of treatment for this mask. And again, I was really glad to come back and revisit it. Having not seen it in 30 years maybe? Jesus. I'm getting old. But if you haven't seen The Mask, check it out. It's a lot of fun. Jim Carrey in his prime, without a doubt. I mean, I never saw The Mask or Son of Mask, and from what I've been told, I shouldn't bother, and I probably won't. Because how do you follow Jim Carrey? You can't. The Mask is Jim Carrey, and you can't. It's like Ace Ventura without Jim Carrey. It's Ace Ventura. So definitely check out The Mask from Arrow if you can get this. I don't know if this edition is still available, but they'll probably have their standard edition. Whatever the case may be, it's been a long day. Check it out. So that is it for this one. If you enjoyed this, click thumbs up, share, subscribe, leave me a comment below. Let me know if you've picked up The Mask. Your thoughts on The Mask. Has it been as long a time for you to see it as it has for me? Or do you just watch it, a million times or every year, whatever the case may be? Or just say hi. I'll always say hi. So until next time, this is Chuck saying I will see you on the other side.